So I've been working on this covering up this fuel tank, and what I came up with was this. I just got it tacked around. I'm going to seam seal all that. This ain't going nowhere. That's welded on there. Then what I'm going to do is make a lid, just a flat lid, and I'll silicone it down, get a couple screws in it. And then when I undercoat or bedline the bed, I'm going to bedline all over it. I won't have no reason to open this other than mechanical. If my evap or something, so then I got a lid, I can take this off. If my fuel cap would ever start leaking and I need to change that, I can get to it. And yeah, that works pretty good. So with the side on, I got to trim this up here a little bit. I still got to do a little bit of work on this side. I got to trim that, and some of my inner fender I got to trim off because this needs to go up a little more. But around to the inside, see, it's just going to be boxed like that, which isn't too hideous. I mean, it ain't like I'm losing a bunch of bed space when you consider the other kit type Volkswagen or most of them that I see homemade. They put the bed on the inside of the wheel well. So my bed's still a good foot wider on each side because I'm over the wheel well. So it's coming along good. I gotta grind out some welds there and go over and put a couple more tacks in it. And then get some epoxy primer on it, seam seal it, paint it. Same with this. I got the floor all painted. I got to clean out the tire hole, and I think weld a spot in there, sandblast it, and then prime that. But see, this is all painted up in here. I painted the whole floor. I just didn't paint the wheel wells. This was painted all back here, but then when I did work on the wheel wells, I got overspray primer, so I just ran it out. So yeah, get that painted, get the sides glued on there, then get the bed liner in it, that red roll-on bed liner. I got the seal up there. Somehow that hinge got a little weird on me. I need to elongate it and let it drop down. See, the other side sits real flush. There's no way it could have moved. Maybe I just need to loosen the bolts and it'll drop into place. But it closes real good. That was just a rubber seal that came with it, but I'm pretty sure that seals because it smashes down on it really well. I can see a little bit of gap on that hinge. Just a little bit of light coming through. But other than that, it's sealed all the way across the front. I'm thinking though what I want to do is take it back off and in front of the hinge put a piece of aluminum all the way across. This might be a little too big. I think this is 3/4, maybe 1/2 inch is what I would need. And fasten this up against the cab like that, all the way down in front of the hinge. And that would be like a drip edge. Bring it all the way to the edge of my bed. And that would be like a drip edge. So any water that did go down in here, I mean, it would have to fill a 1/2 inch high before it ran back. And likely it would just run off. You can see the seal. I'm pretty sure. I got to trim all this. I got to do a lot of work on the top. I know it looks like it's done and primered, but now I had some moisture trapped in it that gave me a little bit of issue. So I got to, that's just epoxy primer to keep it sealed. But I do got to rip it back open with some 40 grit and block it all out real good. So that's what I say. I've been working. It's like 8 o'clock now. I've been out here since 9 o'clock this morning. But to look at it, it doesn't look like I've done anything. So once I get, with the bed, that's right now I'm trying to get the bed on, then get the tailgate cut, and then that'll be all waterproof. It could sit out here in a flood and not get wet. And then from there, sandblast these rockers and sandblast whatever needs to be sandblasted. There's a couple spots inside. The floor is really solid on this, but like right here, I got to sandblast that up into the jamb. The floor is great. There's no holes whatsoever in the floor. But on that side up here in the front, it's got some pitted rust, no holes. And I think this plug on the other side is rusted. There's a hole where that's rusted out. So I got to pull all that sound deadening stuff out of there and come down one side and work my way across.